Welcome back. How's it going? Today we're doing a deep dive on the global auto world and specifically the massive impact China is having. We're going to use the new Chery Tiggo 8 family, the Tiggo 8L and 8 Plus, as a case study to see how manufacturers like Chery are really changing the game in performance, safety, and tech.
Exactly. And this isn't just about one new car. It's more like a snapshot of China's entire auto industry. It shows how these companies are using some really advanced capabilities to push boundaries and what that ultimately means for you, the driver, wherever you are in the world.
Okay, so let's set the stage with some context. China's auto market has been the world's largest for 16 years straight.
16 consecutive years. And just last year, they became the world's top auto exporter too.
Yeah, but what's really fascinating, I think, is China's role in innovation now. They account for 70% of the global market for new energy vehicles. 70%. And they hold almost 40%, 37% to be exact, of all global patents in intelligent driving.
So they're not just building more cars, they're leading on the tech side too. This is a huge shift.
Absolutely. It means the kind of features and tech you'll see are increasingly being pioneered there. Chery talks about their hard power, and a great example is their smart factory in Qingdao. It's 5G enabled and it's what they call a nearly lights out factory.
Okay, what does lights out mean in practice?
It means there's minimal human intervention. They use 5G and AI for stamping, welding, painting, and assembly. And they use AGV unmanned logistics. Basically, robots are moving everything around. It's all very precise, very fast.
So high-tech manufacturing, but you also mentioned performance testing. How does that fit into this hard power idea? Is it just standard road tests?
Oh, it's much more extreme than that. Their Tiggo 8 series has won the Dakar Rally 5 times in a row.
The Taklimakan, that desert race, that's incredibly tough.
It really is. And think about this. Their production 2.0 turbo engine was beating vehicles with much bigger 6.0 liter, even 7.0 liter engines. They call it a small engine, big power achievement, but it's not just a stunt. It proves the production vehicles themselves are engineered for extreme durability and reliability. Qualities you definitely want in your daily drive, right?
Definitely. So, okay, that's impressive race validation. How do they translate that winning edge into the car that someone like you or me might actually drive?
Well, it comes down to their core tech, which they developed themselves. We're talking about their 2.0T engine and their 8-speed automatic transmissions, or 8AT.
Self-developed? That's a big deal. I heard that only a few countries can even produce that specific type of horizontal 8AT.
That's right. And the horizontal design is important because it allows for a more compact powertrain. That means more efficient packaging, better fuel economy, smoother driving. It all adds up. Plus their all-wheel drive system and all the software that makes the engine, transmission, and AWD work together. That's all calibrated in-house too.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap. This hard power idea isn't just marketing, it's backed by advanced automated manufacturing and then proven in one of the world's toughest rallies. And the core tech, the engine, transmission, all-wheel drive, is all developed in-house for optimized performance.
That's a perfect summary. It lets them fine-tune everything to work together perfectly. You get that race-proven performance, but you can still use regular 92-octane fuel, which keeps running costs down. And that same level of investment carries right over into safety.
Right, so with all that power, how does the safety stack up?
Safety is clearly a massive priority. They've invested heavily. Chery actually has Asia's largest crash test center, built over 20 years ago. We're talking a 2 billion Chinese yuan or RMB investment. They crash around 1,500 vehicles there every single year.
1,500 cars a year, wow. And I saw that some of their crash test dummies cost 12 million yuan each.
12 million for one dummy. That really shows a commitment to simulating real-world impacts as accurately as possible.
Exactly, and it translates to the car structure. The Tiggo 8 models use 85% high-strength steel, and within that, 21% is hot stance steel. That's a very strong, very light material you usually find in luxury brands.
So you get a really strong passenger cage.
Very strong, plus a unique double anti-collision beam structure, and there are real-world stories that seem to back this up. One owner hit a concrete pillar at 120 kilometers per hour and walked away with minor injuries. Another one went off a cliff, and again, only minor injuries.
Those are incredible stories. Beyond the physical structure, what about the active safety tech, like airbags?
Also pretty advanced. They have self-calibrated airbags, including a central airbag, which you usually see in high-end cars like Teslas. It's designed to stop the occupants' heads from clashing in a side impact.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about the side airbags?
Their side curtain airbags are designed to stay inflated, holding 60% of their pressure for 6 seconds after the initial impact. That's crucial if there are multiple hits or a rollover. It shows they're thinking about complex accident scenarios, not just a single impact.
Right. It's clear they're taking performance and safety incredibly seriously. But you know, a car has to work for daily life too. How does the Tiggo 8 handle practicality and comfort?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not all racing and crashing. They offer 5 and 7 seat options, which is flexible. The cargo space is huge, up to 2,065 liters, and they even have this feature called one-button bed mode for camping or, long trips.
A bed mode? Interesting. And inside, what's the feel of the cabin?
Comfort is a big focus, almost 80% to 78.9% to be exact of the interior. Uses soft touch materials, even in places you might not expect. And they use something called 3 German marks technology for the dashboard and door trims.
3DM, what's that?
It's an advanced, healthier material. The key thing is it ensures 0 formaldehyde emissions, so you get better cabin air quality from day one.
That's a good point. In tech, we live in a connected world. How smart are these cars even though they're traditional fuel vehicles?
Very smart, actually. You get remote control for the climate system via an app. There's a massive 15.6-inch screen inside with 2.5K resolution, so it's really sharp. And it's powered by an 8155 chip.
The 8155 chip. Okay, that's a high-end processor, right? Like you find in good smartphones.
Exactly. So the infotainment system should be super smooth and responsive. Plus, you've got support for CarPlay, Huawei HiCar, and an app store for updates. So whatever phone you use, you're pretty much covered and connected.
Okay, wrapping this up then. What's the big takeaway for you from this deep dive into the Tiggo 8? It really seems like Chery is blending that race-tested hard power with serious safety, everyday practicality, and modern tech, and bringing it all to a more accessible level.
I think that's the key point. This deep dive really highlights a major shift. Things like advanced performance and cutting-edge safety, they're becoming democratized. They're not just staying in the super expensive luxury segment anymore. The Tiggo 8 series is a prime example of how Chinese brands are really defining this next era.
It leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? How will this mix of, extreme engineering and everyday usability change your expectations for what a car should offer in the coming years?
Great point. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives.